Chosen one. You did not stumble upon this message by chance. Heaven has arranged this moment with divine precision. You are watching because your spirit was summoned, called into alignment with a prophetic release that has your name written on it. The time of waiting is over. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift, where what was delayed will now be delivered, and what was withheld will now be released. Anointed one, the Spirit of the Lord says, "Be still and know that I am God." Your silence is not weakness, it is your weapon. In this season, you will no longer fight with noise, but with divine authority. The enemy has spoken long enough. Every tongue that has risen against you shall be silenced, not by your reaction, but by your restraint. Chosen one, this is the moment heaven crowns your stillness with strategy. The wealth transfer, the favor, the vindication, it's all being arranged in the unseen. Stay focused, stay grounded. For the same God who spoke light into darkness is now speaking increase into your life. You were chosen to witness this divine transaction. The shift begins now. Chosen one. There's a holy stillness in this moment. Can you feel it? It's not ordinary quiet, it's divine. You're not here by coincidence. You've been summoned into a space of revelation. Heaven is preparing to reveal to you one of the simplest yet most powerful weapons in the spiritual realm, the weapon of silence. I know, it doesn't sound dramatic. It doesn't thunder like prophecy or roar like warfare. But silence, anointed one, is one of the most misunderstood instruments of victory. It's not emptiness, it's strategy. When you stay silent in the midst of chaos, you are not retreating, you are aligning. You're allowing heaven to speak louder than your emotions ever could. There was a time in my own life when I thought every battle required my voice, that every attack needed a defense, every accusation needed an explanation. But God began to teach me something sacred. When you are truly chosen, you don't argue for your position. Heaven defends it. And the more I silenced my need to prove, the more I saw God prove himself on my behalf. Chosen one, that's what's happening for you right now. The warfare against you has been loud, gossip, opposition, misunderstanding, even spiritual attacks meant to distract you from your calling. But what your enemies didn't understand is that you fight differently. You've been trained by the Spirit. Your restraint is not weakness, it's divine discipline. Heaven told me to tell you this. Your silence is shaking the kingdom of darkness. Every time you hold your peace when they expect a reaction, you're confusing the enemy. Every time you choose quiet prayer over loud confrontation, you're releasing unseen power into motion. Your silence is not absence, it's evidence of spiritual maturity. Do you remember how God created the world? He spoke, but before he spoke, there was silence. That's the pattern. Every creative miracle is born out of divine stillness. And right now, you're in that sacred space between word and manifestation. The stillness you're walking through is not punishment, it's preparation. You may not see it yet, but your silence is birthing a supernatural transfer, not just of wealth, but of authority. God is moving resources, favor, and opportunities into alignment for you, and He's doing it in secret, away from the noise of those who doubted you. While they talk, God builds. While they question, heaven confirms. Anointed one, you've been underestimated because your warfare doesn't look dramatic, but the same power that parted the Red Sea is the power that moves through your silence. You're walking in a season where God is saying, "Be still and know that I am God." It's not passive, It's powerful. I've learned silence doesn't mean surrender. It means trust. It means you've matured past needing validation. It means you understand that God can fight with His word better than you ever could with yours. And when you truly grasp that, you'll see enemies fall without a sound, not because you shouted, but because you stood still. Chosen one, I sense this deeply. Your silence has already begun to speak in heaven's courtroom. The case is being ruled in your favor. The Spirit is rewriting what was meant for evil and turning it into your evidence of elevation. You're not losing, you're being positioned. Stay quiet long enough to hear the verdict of victory, because before this season ends, what was whispered against you will be publicly reversed. Heaven is about to prove that your silence was never weakness, it was worship. The transfer is already underway. Chosen one, there's something different about you. You've probably felt it your whole life. The way people respond to you, the way situations seem to shift when you enter the room. You don't always understand it, but heaven does. You carry a divine frequency, a spiritual authority that doesn't need to shout to be heard. That's why the enemy fears your silence. Because when you stop reacting, you start reigning. Anointed one, the Spirit of God is saying this clearly. This is your proving season. You've been surrounded by noise, false accusations, jealous whispers, and the constant hum of misunderstanding. Yet through it all, you've stayed grounded. You didn't let their noise become your language. That's how you know you're growing. That's how heaven knows you're ready for more. I remember a time when I was misunderstood so deeply it broke me. People twisted my motives, spoke lies behind my back, and tried to discredit what God was doing in me. Every part of me wanted to defend myself, to explain, to justify, to fight back. But the Holy Spirit whispered something that forever changed my life. You are not called to defend yourself. You are called to demonstrate me. And that, chosen one, is where your real strength lies. Not in proving, but in manifesting. Not in arguing, but in ascending. The moment you stop engaging with the voices below your level, you free heaven to elevate you beyond their reach. Silence isn't avoidance, it's ascension. The people who spoke against you have already served their purpose. They revealed your maturity. You didn't respond in anger. You responded in alignment. You learned to take the insult and turn it into intercession. You learned to sit in stillness when others were screaming for attention. That's what separates the ordinary from the anointed. And here's the secret heaven wants you to understand. When you remain silent in obedience, angels begin to speak on your behalf. The very atmosphere begins to shift. What was meant to bury you becomes the soil that grows you. Every false word becomes fertilizer for your elevation. Chosen one, the enemy's greatest weapon was never his attack, it was your reaction. But now that you've learned to guard your response, his strategy has failed. You've matured beyond his reach. That's why the warfare feels quieter lately. It's not that you've lost your fire, it's that you've entered rest. And rest is the ultimate form of spiritual warfare. While you're resting, God is restoring. While you're silent, heaven is speaking your name in rooms you haven't entered yet. Contracts are being written, financial doors are being unlocked. Favor is being positioned to locate you. This is the mystery of divine reversal. When you do nothing but trust, God does everything. Anointed one, hear me. Silence is not just about keeping your mouth closed. It's about mastering your spirit. It's when your emotions bow to divine order. It's when your faith is louder than your fear. When you say nothing, but heaven hears everything. Right now, you are in the divine stillness before manifestation. The same way Jesus remained silent before Pilate, not because he was powerless, but because his silence was prophetic. He knew the outcome was already decided. You, too, are walking through a moment where heaven has already ruled in your favor. And I feel this strongly. The next time someone tries to provoke you, remember this. Your silence is the sound of victory forming. You don't have to prove who you are. Time will testify. God Himself will confirm it. You are being refined into the kind of vessel that carries divine wealth and supernatural influence, not because you talk the loudest, but because you walk in peace when the world expects chaos. Heaven promotes those who can remain silent under pressure. And chosen one, that's you. Your silence is your signature of divine restraint, and heaven is about to reward it. Chosen one, I need you to understand this. Heaven does not move in noise, it moves in divine timing. The same way a seed germinates in darkness before breaking through the soil, your breakthrough is forming in silence. You may not see movement yet, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. In fact, the quiet you're feeling is confirmation that everything is being arranged in your favor. Anointed one, listen carefully. This silence you're walking through is not a void. It's a womb. God has hidden you so He can prepare you. You've been wondering why doors seem to close, why opportunities slowed down, why relationships suddenly ended. But what felt like loss was actually divine redirection. You are being separated for strategy. When heaven prepares to elevate someone, it first isolates them. It removes distractions, dismantles illusions, and reveals who was truly for you. You've been asking why some people stopped talking to you. And God says, because I'm about to talk to you. You don't need their validation for where you're going. Your silence is making room for divine instruction. I've lived this, chosen one. There was a season where God silenced everything around me. Friends, noise, opportunities, even the plans I thought were His will. I remember sitting in my room, staring at closed doors, wondering if I had missed my moment. But deep inside, I heard it. I'm not punishing you. I'm positioning you. And when the season shifted, everything came at once. Doors I never knocked on, favor I never chased, provision I never asked for, all because I obeyed the silence. You see, silence is not the absence of sound. It's the presence of God. It's where revelation matures. It's where your discernment sharpens. It's where your next instruction is whispered. That's why the enemy tries to surround you with chaos, because if you ever learn to be still long enough, you'll hear heaven's blueprint for your destiny. Anointed one, there's a supernatural transfer taking place even now. Resources, connections, opportunities, ideas, favor, all being shifted from the hands of the unjust into the hands of the obedient. And God says, you will not need to fight for this one. You will only need to stand still. That's why the attacks have been silent too. You haven't even seen all the warfare that's been aimed at you, because God blocked it before it reached you. You're being protected in the unseen. Every arrow meant for you is being redirected into the plan of heaven. What was spoken against you is about to serve you. Chosen one, I know the waiting has been heavy. You've been faithful, yet you've felt forgotten. You've given much, yet received little. But I came to remind you, divine delay is not denial. Silence is not abandonment. You are in the setup before the suddenly. The spiritual transfer cannot happen until your heart is quiet enough to hear how to steward it. Your next instruction won't come through noise, it will come through stillness. God is fine-tuning your spirit so you can recognize the sound of His next move. Every test of silence you've endured was preparing your hearing for the next level of glory. When the time is right, and it's sooner than you think, everything that's been hidden will emerge in perfect alignment. The people who doubted you will have no choice but to witness your elevation. But by then, you won't even need to explain. Your life will be the sermon. So remain quiet. Remain faithful. Let your silence build the bridge between prophecy and fulfillment. Because right now, chosen one, while you're waiting, heaven is working. And when it's done, it will be undeniable that it was God and God alone. Chosen one, the Spirit of God is whispering this. Don't mistake silence for stillness. It's the sound of me setting the stage. What looks like inactivity is actually divine choreography. You've been hidden, not forgotten. Delayed, not denied. The silence surrounding you has been sacred, a holy pause before manifestation. Anointed one, I know you've been faithful. You've prayed when nobody saw, given when you barely had enough, believed when everything in your life screamed otherwise. And now heaven is responding, not with noise, but with movement. God moves quietly when He's about to move powerfully. You see, there's a law in the Spirit. Before a divine transfer, there's always divine silence. Before promotion, there's separation. Before the announcement, there's alignment. Heaven has been organizing the unseen details of your next season, the resources, the relationships, the timing, the visibility. Everything is being orchestrated behind the veil. Chosen one, your silence has spoken volumes in the spirit realm. While you refused to gossip, heaven recorded your restraint. While you chose to worship instead of worry, heaven documented your faith. Every moment you chose peace over pride became a deposit in your heavenly account. And now, the withdrawal is near. This transfer isn't just about finances, it's about influence, wisdom, and authority. God is releasing to you what can't be bought, what can't be faked, and what can't be taken. The same peace that silenced storms will soon silence your accusers. The same favor that found Joseph in the prison is about to locate you in your quiet place. There's a sacred principle here. Chosen one, God trusts the silent. He entrusts mysteries to those who can hold their tongue, because revelation in the wrong hands becomes rebellion, and favor without discipline becomes a fall. Heaven is testing your maturity through your silence. If you can stay humble when unseen, you can stay holy when elevated. I've lived this. There was a time when everything around me felt dry. People who once called me anointed stopped returning my messages. Opportunities closed without warning. I cried out, "Lord, what's happening?" And He said, "I'm hiding you until they stop seeing you as familiar and start seeing you as chosen." Anointed one, that's exactly what's happening for you. This silence is not rejection, it's reintroduction. God is rewriting how the world perceives you. He's cleansing your circle and repositioning your name. While they thought you were finished, God was just resetting your foundation. The next time they hear your voice, it won't sound the same. There's authority forming in your silence. When you speak again, your words will carry weight, creative power, divine influence, and supernatural favor. You will speak once, and things will shift. You will declare, and it will manifest. Chosen one. This is why the enemy has fought so hard to provoke you. He knows silence is your training ground for dominion. He can't handle a believer who doesn't react. He's terrified of a soul that waits instead of wars. Because the one who can stay quiet in the storm will always command the wind when it's over. Heaven is preparing to release something extraordinary to you, a wealth transfer that will not just change your bank account, but your spiritual assignment. You're being trusted with resources to build, to bless, to restore. And the level of blessing that's coming requires the level of silence you've mastered. So hold your peace, chosen one. The noise of the world cannot drown out the sound of destiny. You are standing in the quiet before the breakthrough, and the stillness before the shift is always the loudest in the spirit. Your silence has become your signature. Heaven knows it, hell fears it, and soon the world will witness it. The transfer is closer than you think. Chosen one. You've come to the edge of something sacred, a threshold between the hidden and the revealed, the whispered and the proclaimed. Everything you've endured, the loneliness, the silence, the nights that felt endless, was not for nothing. Heaven was speaking in ways you didn't yet understand. What looked like stillness was actually divine construction. What you thought was a pause was preparation. Every unseen battle, every silent cry, every unanswered prayer has been working together to align you with your appointed moment. Anointed one, hear this clearly. Your silence has not gone unnoticed. Heaven has been recording what earth ignored. Every time you chose peace over pettiness, heaven took note. Every time you stayed silent when you could have defended yourself, angels were dispatched on your behalf. Every prayer you whispered in private was a key unlocking doors that no man can close. You are now stepping into a prophetic fulfillment, the kind that only happens when you have passed the test of trust. The last will indeed be made first. Those who were hidden in humility are about to be revealed in honor. The Spirit of the Lord is declaring, I am vindicating my chosen ones. I am restoring the voice of those who remained still while I prepared their victory. You didn't lose your voice, you were being refined. You didn't lose your momentum, you were being redirected toward purpose. Every delay has been a setup for display. The silence you endured was not punishment, it was purification. You've been positioned in the unseen so that when the unveiling comes, no one can deny it was the hand of God. I remember walking through a season much like yours. Invitations stopped coming, doors that once opened suddenly closed, and I felt like heaven had gone quiet. I thought I was forgotten, but in the silence, God whispered, I'm not hiding from you, I'm hiding you. And when that season ended, everything shifted. The very rooms that once rejected me started requesting me. The very people who walked away began watching from a distance as God did what only He could do. Chosen one, this is your reintroduction season. Heaven is about to present you again, but this time with oil, not opinion, with evidence, not explanation. This next season will not require words. It will not require defense. It will only require presence. Your life will become the sermon. The same God who defended you in silence will now announce you in power. You won't have to prove your calling. Heaven will prove it for you. Those who doubted your anointing will see undeniable evidence of favor. You will simply be, and that will be enough. Chosen one, your restraint has unlocked release. Because you chose humility over hurry, you've been entrusted with authority. Heaven only transfers power to those who can stay silent in testing. You're about to witness the beauty of divine exchange, provision without striving, favor without manipulation, doors that open without you knocking. This is your moment of supernatural transfer, where heaven moves what belongs to you into your hands because you have proven that you can carry it with grace. You were never designed to fight noise with noise. The enemy tried to provoke you, to pull you down into the level of argument, but you refused to descend. God has trained you for higher ground. You've learned that silence is not weakness, it's warfare. It's heaven's language of authority. That's why when you say nothing, everything begins to shift. That's why when you hold your peace, the atmosphere bends in your favor. You've learned to rule from rest, to govern from quiet trust, and that is what kings and queens in the spirit are made of. Listen carefully. In the days ahead, watch for signs of divine alignment. Conversations will turn unexpectedly in your favor. Delayed answers will suddenly manifest. Opportunities that were once hidden will appear without explanation. Hearts that resisted you will begin to soften, not by your persuasion, but by divine influence. The next 7 days are not ordinary, they are prophetic. Heaven's calendar has you circled. What was sealed is about to open. You are not just entering a financial transfer. Chosen one, you are stepping into dominion. Wealth is coming, yes, but so is wisdom, authority, peace, influence that carries the fragrance of heaven. You are about to stand in rooms where your silence will speak louder than any sermon. Because when heaven finishes its work in secret, it never whispers the unveiling, it thunders it in glory. So remain still, even as the winds of change begin to stir. Remain silent, even as the sound of breakthrough begins to echo. Do not rush what God is perfecting. Every detail is aligning with precision. The same silence that once felt like wilderness is now becoming your womb of manifestation. Chosen one, your silence has built an altar. Every moment of patience, every prayer of surrender, every act of obedience has been laid as sacred offering. And now, fire is about to fall. Heaven is responding to your stillness. The glory you've been waiting for is about to descend. You will not have to announce it. The evidence will be undeniable. Be still. The shift is here. Chosen one. You've heard the word, and your spirit knows it to be true. This is not just another message. This is confirmation. Heaven has spoken into your silence, and the sound of divine movement is already unfolding around you. The warfare is finished. The transfer has begun. Anointed one, your obedience in stillness has unlocked what noise could never reach. The angels have been released on assignment, carrying what belongs to you, peace, provision, and supernatural favor. You are now standing in your Kairos moment, your divinely appointed time. Do not fear what looks delayed. Everything is right on schedule in the calendar of heaven. Walk forward with quiet confidence. The same God who guarded you in secret will now bless you in the open. Stay sensitive to his whisper, stay grounded in gratitude, and let your silence remain a sanctuary where miracles are born. If this message stirred your spirit, pause and say Amen in the comments, not as routine, but as your declaration of faith. It is a seed of agreement between you and heaven. And if you feel led, subscribe and stay connected. This is not the end, but the continuation of your prophetic journey. Chosen one, lift your eyes. The divine transfer is in motion. Heaven is moving in your favor. Remain still, remain faithful, and watch God do what only He can do. Your silence has spoken. Now, let His glory answer.